team, and my focus in the team is on the management of COPD and breathlessness and the impact that it has on emotional health and well-being. What I'm going to be concentrating on today is just looking at how you can create an emotional well-being rescue and maintenance pack which can sit alongside your physical health rescue pack. What we know from research and evidence is that having good emotional health and well-being actually leads to having better health outcomes for our physical health. So particularly with a long-term condition, this is really important to take into account when you're thinking about your health holistically. So I've got here this little suitcase, which in itself actually reminds me of nice things when I was a little girl, and I had a little case like this that I would take to my granny's for the weekend, and I'd have a few toys in it and things to do. So when I think about that, that's kind of a fond memory that comes back to me. And also it's got a unicorn on it, which I think we all need a little bit of magic in our lives, so that always makes me kind of smile. And it says they are real, so they are. And so inside this box I've collected a few things, and really the only limits on this, if you're going to do this, are your own imagination. So you can see I've got on here, and I've got a few more of these in the box to start with, is the Serenity Prayer. And this is something that I've kind of gone to over the years and supported patients with, just to kind of help as a grounding technique. And it's something you might be familiar with. It's God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And sometimes we can spend a lot of time worrying and fretting and getting upset about things that we have no control over and we cannot change. And if we can accept that and let it go a bit, it enables us to focus on the things that we can change, which will help us to feel better in ourselves. So I'm going to take out the rest of the things that I have in my box, and it's quite an assortment of seemingly random objects. But they all have some meaning to me, and this is what is important if you're going to put something like this together yourself. And what we're going to be looking at is things that will engage all of your senses, and they're going to be simple things to go to when you might be feeling anxious or upset, and it can help you to feel a little bit better about what's going on in your life. So first of all, I've got a few photographs here, and I've got photographs of my good friends who I love dearly and that I go away with, and I know the friends that I can go to if I've got a particular issue or if I'm upset about something. And we sometimes have different friends or family for different occasions, so there may be someone we go to when we want a bit of practical advice, or there might be someone else that we would go to for maybe a little bit of emotional support. So having that visual prompt might just make us think, oh yeah, I'll contact whoever it might be, and I know that talking to them will help me to feel better, and I know they'll understand. Think about it, if you were actually talking to someone that you love and they were saying the things that are going through your head, what would you say to them? How would you talk to someone that you love and care about? And it probably wouldn't be the way that you talk to yourself. So try and learn from that and have some more positivity for yourself. A little phrase as well, I've got the brief one here because I like the picture of that. This too shall pass. And there's a little bit more on this one here. When things are bad, remember it won't always be this way. Take it one day at a time. And when things are good, remember it won't always be this way. Enjoy every great moment. And that can be really useful, just to remember that when you're feeling a bit fragile or a bit troubled, that you've not always felt that way. It will pass, and you can go on to feel better. So it's not going to be a permanent state of feeling. I've got some tactile things now. I'm a big fan of bears. You might already have gathered that. So this little guy is one that I bought on a recent trip to Germany. He's actually a German bear. It's Steph, if any of you are familiar with the Steph teddy bears and animals. And things like this can be really helpful in a kind of mindful way if you're feeling a bit upset or a bit distressed or a bit anxious. So holding something in your hand and really focusing on how it feels and just being there in the moment. And if it's something that actually has a really good memory for you as well, even better. So this, which I'm not even sure what sort of stone it is, it's some kind of crystal, but this is a really interesting one to hold as well. So if you wanted a different texture, you might go for something like this, and there's lots of little sort of textures and edges on it, and kind of holding something like that in your hand can really help to focus the mind on something different. And why this is useful is that when we get upset or anxious, we can start to have really negative thoughts. The brain is a wonderful thing, but what it's not very good at is doing more than one thing at a time. So if we do something that distracts ourselves from those thoughts, and something physical like this can really help us to think about different things, concentrate on different things, we find that those thoughts will actually move on and go away, and that will affect how we feel, and we will start to feel calmer. Smell. This is an albus oil, and I put this in here because it's good at sort of helping to clear our airways, but also as a prompt to remember your breathing. And when you get anxious, it can lead to us feeling a bit more breathless because our breathing rate increases. So having a reminder to use your breathing techniques, the pursed lip breathing in for a count of 4, but breathing out for a count of 5. So making those out breaths a little bit longer than the in breaths will really help you to feel calmer. So that was a prompt for that. You may well have your own, which could be a printout of just breathing techniques and breathing strategies, whatever helps you to remember to do that breathing, because it is easy to forget, and if we're a bit stressed and our head's going a little bit all over the place, this is why it's good to have them in this box, so you've got those prompts there. Another one which involves touch and smell is giving yourself a hand massage. Now I've chosen this because this is one of my favourite smells again, Fengel, a lovely hand cream. And giving yourself a hand massage is not only very soothing, but it's another mindfulness sort of strategy. So as you're doing your massage, feeling your hands, really sort of getting to know them, massaging the cream in, and you're also getting that lovely smell of whatever hand cream you like to use. And the guys can do this as well. This is not just for the women, so you choose whatever it is that works for you. And again, another pampering as well. So think about treating yourself to something. So that's why I put in a face mask. And it's, again, this is a sheet face mask, but you have to smooth it onto your face. So again, you're getting that mindfulness. You're really sort of taking care of yourself, giving yourself a lovely kind of calming experience. Got a few taste things in here as well. But it could be whatever it is for you. I've got some mints, and again, anything can be used as a mindfulness strategy. It's really such a simple thing to do. But having a sweet, sugar-free, trying to be healthy here, but really being aware of the taste, and if it's a minty sweet, sort of the sensation, you often get quite a strong aroma coming off mint, and just being aware of how that feels in your mouth, and just enjoying that moment of having something nice tasting in your mouth. On a similar line, we have here some teas. Now, I maybe just have a regular cuppa or a cup of coffee, but probably if you're feeling a bit stressed and a little bit anxious, you better have something without caffeine in. And pocket teas, and there are many of them out there, different brands of tea. And this is one with oat flower and lavender. So again, lovely calming herbs and flowers there. And a chamomile one, which is known to be quite calming as well. But whatever it is that works for you, it might be a nice cold bottle of water, which I also have here. So that might be something that you want to do instead. While I'm talking about the water, I put that in there as a prompt to remember to have a drink and make sure that you're hydrated. So you're looking after yourself physically and looking after those needs, taking care of yourself, but also as a prompt for exercising, doing some movement, whatever it is that works for you. I find that exercise makes me feel better if I'm feeling a bit sluggish and feeling a bit not quite up to scratch with things, a bit under par. So you know that it's going to be different for everybody what level of exercise you can do. If you've done the pulmonary rehab and you know what to do some things like that, do some stretching, do some yoga, just do a little bit of a walk around. But keeping moving is really good for your physical and your emotional well-being. I've also got on here my phone. This was just a very simple way of prompting to talk to somebody, contact somebody, make contact, make a connection with someone, because that can often make us feel better as well. And spending time with the people that we love, or having a conversation with the people that we love. It's much harder to do at the moment because of the pandemic. So find all those different ways of reaching out, whether it's by phone, on Skype, FaceTime, through Zoom. Reach out, keep connected with people. These are the people that love us and care about us and that we care about. So it's so important to maintain those contacts for our emotional well-being. Nearly there now, just a couple more things in here. I have here Jeff Lynne's ELO. Now they are my favourite band in the whole world. Never fail to make me feel better. Even when I'm feeling good, I feel even better when I listen to them. So that's a prompt to go to the music or whatever it is, might be a film that you know makes you feel good. What's your favourite film? What lifts your spirits? What song do you like to hear? What's the uplifting one for you? For me, it's Mr. Blue Sky, and the film that always does it for me is the film Monty. So find out what it is that works for you in that respect. And here I have a crochet hook and a little ball of wool. I'm a crafter. I love to make things, and I find that when I get engaged in doing something like that, and particularly if I'm feeling stressed, I've actually felt my stress levels coming down. I've felt myself calming. Engaging in an activity that you enjoy and that brings you pleasure. Doesn't have to be crochet, doesn't have to be crafting. It could be fishing, it could be watching football, watching snooker, going swimming, whatever it is. And you make sure that it is something that you enjoy and that brings you pleasure. And maybe try a few new things out as well. The important thing about doing this is that you do it at a time when you're feeling good and you're feeling positive. Everything in this box, when I look at it, when I touch it, when I smell it, taste them, pick them up, do them, make me feel good, bring me positive memories, happy memories. It's uplifting. So this is something to do on a good day. So at those times when you may be not feeling so great, you can just go to your box, open it, and know that there is something in there that will help you to feel a little bit better. This isn't a substitute for getting more help when you need it. There may be times when you need to maybe contact us here at the team, have a little bit more time, talk things through, and that's what we're here for. If you have your own maintenance pack, you are actually going to be taking control and being empowered and proactive in maintaining the best possible emotional health for yourself, and consequently you have an even better chance of having much better physical health outcomes with your COPD. So you will do much better in having a better quality of life. Thank you.